Castles often serve as the primary residency and headquarters for powerful individuals within the Star Wars universe. Not only symbols of power and authority, but locations where pivotal events unfold. Secrets are hidden and destinies are decided. So here are some castles from across the galaxy. Starting off with Castle Sereno, also known as Dooku's Palace, located on Dooku's homeworld of Sereno, which was also the capital of the Confederacy of Independent Systems. The main tower is where Dooku conducted most of his business in his personal office, and the outside is lined with obelisks, long pathways, and gardens, while the inside was lavish and luxurious stained glass windows that looked out on the vast city in the valley below, artwork from across the galaxy, and Castle Sereno was also home to the ruling noble family of the planet Sereno. Once a great fortress and a symbol of power of the Separatist Alliance, but it was soon plundered after the end of the Clone Wars as the Empire did a full excavation of the castle. The next castle is Maz Kanis Castle, also known as Takodana Castle, resting on the shore of Nymeave Lake on the planet Takodana. The Pirate Queen's castle was built and occupied by the Jedi at one point as a temple, with its catacombs hosting Jedi Knights below. The castle became a safe haven for travelers, smugglers, criminals, and people of all walks of life, and the outside was decorated with flags of all those who have traveled there, and the inside hosted a friendly, no-fighting, keep-the-peace bar and hostel. Unfortunately, it was destroyed by the First Order. Going all the way across the other side of the galaxy, Fortress Vader, also known as Darth Vader's castle, was a stronghold located on the volcanic world of Mustafar, and it was once the site of a Sith temple, and the fortress was built above a Sith cave in the lava rock of Mustafar. The castle was a testimony to Sith excellence, towering and intimidating. The castle fit well as the headquarters for Lord Vader and his Inquisitors, and the fortress bled dark side energy, and it was a place that Vader felt at peace in his bacta tanks, and is certainly one of the mega structures that the Empire built, establishing its dominance across the galaxy. The B'omarr Order, or the B'omarr Monks, was a religious order that built monasteries in the galaxy, including the monasteries in the jungle world of Teth and the desert world of Tatooine. Jabba's Palace. It was composed of a central rotunda and a taller spire adjacent to it, and the palace became the headquarters of Jabba the Hutt and his criminal syndicate. And Jabba the Hutt made a throne room which sat atop a pit that housed a pet rancor. The palace also hosted hot mud baths and a large hangar for people coming and going out of the palace. While originally being built by the B'omarr Order, the palace has traded hands a number of times, first being built by the B'omarr Order, then being taken over by Jabba the Hutt, and now it is ruled by Boba Fett, as the palace overlooks the city of Mos Espa on Tatooine. The B'omarr Order also built the monastery on Teth. Built on a rock spire far above the dense jungles below, the monastery became a hideout for Ventress during the early conflicts of the Clone Wars, and it was later destroyed after the Clone Wars, but it also served as a hideout for the Bad Batch briefly. It was similar in style to Jabba's, as they were both B'omarr Order monasteries. The next castle in the Star Wars universe is Raven's Peak, also known as Tarkin's compound, on his home planet of Edria. His command tower was the main focus of the facility and included a heavily fortified conference room located directly on top of the mountain peak, while the peak itself was being used as a centerpiece for the conference table, and Raven's Peak was only accessible by a sky rail system as an added measure of security. The last castle in the Star Wars universe I think barely counts as a castle, but it is Grievous's castle, or his lair, located on the third moon of Visek. Located deep in sharp towering mountains, the castle was specifically designed to fit the needs of the general, with a multitude of spare parts for General Grievous, but it also included a full medical facility as General Grievous needed to recover. It also had a collection of traps for any uninvited guests, which included Jedi who met their demise in Grievous's lair. Not too much is known about this castle and we have very few images of it, but it's basically built into the side of a mountain and it serves as home away from home for General Grievous. I went ahead and found all the planets the castles are located on and put them on the map so we can fully visualize where they are. Maz's castle on Takodana, Grievous's castle on Visek, Vader's castle on Mustafar, Raven's Peak on Eredau, Jabba's palace on Tatooine, the Teth Monastery, and of course Castle Sereno. Pretty cool to see all of these castles fully mapped out. I'd like to note that most of them are on trade routes and it's cool to see where they kind of cluster up or where there's more activity in the Star Wars universe. And of course with the monasteries of the B'omarr Order being somewhat close together but spread out enough that it would make sense that they would need another. So pretty cool, hope you guys enjoy this map. So with that, those are castles across the Star Wars galaxy. Which one was your favorite? Comment down below. Which ones would you like to see in future videos? And subscribe if you would like. And until next video, goodbye.